This week, Dave Chappelle was in San Francisco for a couple of shows. Dave often rolls up to San Francisco and bumps a bunch of club comics and then sells out that club.
I'm from the Bay. He used to do that a lot. I remember.
Yeah. Oh, he does it. Yes. Same. And I remember as well. There's a lot of, I don't know why he wants to try out all his like transphobic material on ostensibly a very pro LGBTQ plus community. I mean, at least it once was. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. There he is selling out shows. And he decided to bring on stage for just a little, hey, what's up? A good friend of his, actually, someone who he's been pictured with before, someone who he did not bring up to mock or make fun of. He brought up as a show of look who I roll with and look who my friends are. And that is Mr. Elon Musk. Let me get you in here. Of course, as he introduced him, richest man in the world. Take a look at what happened when he brought Elon on stage.
I don't want to hurt you. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the richest man in the world.
The richest man in the world. Elon raises his arms and listen. Boo. Lots of boos. And then one guy who's just kind of clapping right near the camera.
This was so beautiful.
So it gets clearly awkward. They don't even know what to say. Like, my question is, what was the bit? And we could talk like what was supposed to happen, because they're just kind of meandering. They don't know what to say.
Cheers and booze, I see. Elon. Hey, Dave.
More booze.
It's still awkward.
Controversy, buddy.
Weren't expecting this, were you?
It sounds like some of them people you fired are in the audience.
That gets a laugh. So it sounds like some of the people you fired are in the audience, which definitely.
Hey, wait a minute. Those of you booing. Tough road ahead, like it sounds like. But you notice one thing. All those people are booing, and I'm just pointing out the obvious. You have terrible seats. I understand.
Okay, so it goes on. I won't play anymore, but he says all of those who are booing, I'm just pointing it out, have terrible seats. In other words, and then he says they're all up there. In other words, you guys are poor. You paid for my show, but you didn't have enough money to get a good seat, and now you're mad at Elon, but because of course. And it's just like the layers of like elitism is so insane. It continued a little bit. I'm just going to show you that, Elon says, Dave, what should I say? Musk says, clearly desperate and getting embarrassed at the roar of booing. Chappelle said, don't say nothing. It'll only spoil the moment. Do you hear that sound, Elon? That's the sound of pending civil unrest. I can't wait to see what store you decimate next, motherfucker. You shut the fuck up. And then Chappelle started yelling and defending. That sounds like he was making fun of Elon, but he was actually sort of telling people to shut up. The mood in the stadium definitely changed when Chappelle started to get hostile in defense of Musk. I wish everyone in this auditorium peace and the joy of feeling free, Chappelle said, which is a weird thing to say, and your pursuit of happiness, amen. He would say jokes about, he was like talking about Mars and going to space. Elon says, thanks for having me up on stage. But as for the laughs for Chappelle's jokes would get drowned out by the boos anytime Musk tried to talk. And the comedian said the people could boo all they want because Musk had given him a jetpack last Christmas. But every single time Musk began to speak, the crowd started booing again, much to the frustration of Musk. And Musk himself on Twitter addressed it, said, I'm used to being booed, but usually online, not in person. This awkward exchange also ended with Musk yelling, "I'm rich, bitch," which is the slogan for the Chappelle show, at least his production company. It was so cringe, and I think that was overused, but my God, you could just relish. I could feel the cringe oozing just from playing that. And it's like, yeah, man, what are you doing? It's bad enough that everything comes out of Chappelle's mouth. People will just lap that shit up. Doesn't matter who he throws under the bus. Doesn't matter how transphobic it is. They lap it up because they're told Chappelle equals best comedian who ever lived. And so I'm going to pay $200 to go to the show, and I'm going to laugh at anything. But Elon's a little bit of a bridge too far.
The rich are their own tribe, and I think that was a very powerful reminder for everyone. People forget that. George Carlin, God bless him if he was still alive, he said, it's a big club and you ain't in it. And we ain't in Dave Chappelle's club. Dave Chappelle is a rich man. And Dave Chappelle is a comedian who I followed his entire career. I think he's brilliant. The problem with Dave Chappelle, though, and what I'm worried about him, is that once you get to a specific place like Elon, where you're rich and powerful, you need a safe space. And they have a safe space surrounded by sycophants and yes men who applaud and laugh at everything they do. And then they are told that they're the greatest people on earth. And once they leave that safe space and then encounter the majority, then they get, I don't know, a democratic response where people use their free speech to tell them how they really feel. And then they go back to their safe space and punch down. Elon Musk did it on Twitter, like you said, like he clearly was rattled. He was not expecting that. Yeah. And I think Dave, because he's so used to this type of adulation,
same thing. Like, and the last thing I'll say is that it's so funny because when Dave walked away from $50 million from Comedy Central, he walked away because he felt himself. He said he felt himself being surrounded by yes men, by sycophants. He didn't know whether people actually thought he was funny or if they were just sort of laughing at him for the sake of it. He didn't know who the joke was for or on, and he had to go get his mind right. And let me just say, he's been needing another trip for a while now, because the guy is so out of touch with reality.
He's laughing at us now, to be honest. They're all laughing at us.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.